I've been having this thought recently that has kind of been an unfair advantage for a pretty long time in regards to just being myself and what that actually means. Being myself is something that I struggled with as early as like 6th grade. I remember staying up at night thinking about like, who am I? Like what do I actually like? And, you know, I was aware enough to realize that I was different when I was with my friends, or if I was at school, or if I was by myself. There was different versions of me. And so I really struggled trying to find out which one was true, like which one was the real Damien. And, you know, that version of me in 6th grade didn't really come to an answer until, how many years later? Like 17 almost, really. But what I wanted to talk to you today is about the power of understanding your personality type. So this is like, think Myers-Briggs. And then also to a degree Enneagram as well, but today's mostly gonna be Myers-Briggs. So as I got more into personality and understanding myself, I have taken the Myers-Briggs. I've also done some other type like personality assessments as well. Think of like 4 lenses, things similar to that, right? And so consistently over the last 15 years now, my Myers-Briggs has been an INFJ. And it actually answered a lot of questions that I had about myself that didn't make sense. A big one being, how can I be so analytical and be so data-focused and data-driven, but also on the same spectrum, be very emotional, be very empathetic, very like emotionally connected, right? So how can I be both a feeler and a thinker? And this was almost like a badge as well that I kind of wore for a long time, but in the negative way, because I over-indexed on the intellect and the, I guess, analytical side of things. So I would use my intellect to essentially intellectualize my emotions. I'd be like, oh, I'm experiencing, you know, this kind of emotion. And then whenever I'm experiencing this emotion, it means this. And so I would intellectualize the emotion, but I wouldn't feel it. And the lack of feeling is what kept me stuck for so long. And it wasn't that I didn't have access to it. I knew I had access to it, but I was operating a little bit different. But as soon as I started exploring and going even deeper on the topic and realizing like, I know my type, I know, you know, generally I'm pretty aligned with who I'm supposed to be, but there's something missing. I'm not happy, I'm not fulfilled. I took so many tests. I'm like, okay, what is, you know, like my dream job? Like, went super in depth into this type of person. Like I even got zodiac involved. I'm over here like, okay, if you've got this person who's an INFJ, they're a 5-wing 4 Enneagram, then their zodiacs are these. What are they supposed to do for fulfillment and joy? And so rather than just actually like feeling the thoughts, I would just super think about it. And that's kind of a long-winded way of using my strengths, but in a closed-minded way, because I wanted to use my strength of intellect. I'm like, okay, I should be able to figure this out. And theoretically, I should have been able to figure it out, but I could not. I could not figure it out. And for the longest time, and like I did mindfulness, I've done yoga, I've done journaling, I've done every self-help thing under the sky to try and figure out what it is that I'm missing, what am I supposed to be doing? And then, after many, many years of trial and error and trying to figure it out, I basically came up with the solution myself. And that is my signature methodology called Bloom. So Bloom is based on acceptance and commitment therapy. This is the kind of the modality, you can say, that I was able to mold and really apply to my life and be like, wow, that unlocked everything that was completely locked away. So Bloom is an acronym. B for be present, L for let go, open to desire, operate from choice, and make moments matter. And so that's essentially kind of the framework at which I applied to my life and has just made everything, even the mundane stuff, so much more rich, so much more fulfilling. There's so much fullness that comes with it. And to kind of circle this back to the core point of the video is why understanding your personality type can really unlock a level of honestly just not give a fuck. And that's because it helps you understand your almost like natural or most common way of being. And then you know it's just way different than anybody else's. So when you see other people who are acting in a different way than you are, or who exhibit certain situations differently than you do, that you don't beat yourself up about it. That you don't try to take them and their personality and apply it to you. You're like, oh, I should be like that. No, you should be like you. You are the only one who can be like you. It's just that we so often as a society look externally for how we're supposed to behave and how we're supposed to act. But if you are very clear on who you are, and what's important to you, and what matters, and how you show that, and you have come to terms with that, you become way more unstoppable. You become able to just do the things in your own way without self-sabotage or judgment or criticism. You know, one that I used to criticize myself a lot was happiness. I would see other people who are maybe in social situations where they've got huge smiles on their face and they're laughing out loud and they're doing all these things. And I'm like, oh, that person that's what happiness looks like. So if I'm not like laughing and having a huge smile on my face and I'm not doing all that, then that means I'm not happy. But I was totally wrong. There's so much where I'm just so full of love and gratitude. And I'm feeling just so happy, but on the external, I don't exactly show it in the same way as I see all these other people do. So I encourage you to take a test, to do something, maybe do a little bit of study and figure out your actual personality type so that you can accept some new parts of yourself that you might not have understood. Let me know how it goes.